Oh yeah. Okay, so we'll give the Sisay minus. Give the Sisay a minus. Yeah, this feels really sad doing this, but sometimes this is the way you gotta do it, guys. This video goes out to Zombie Loves Pony, who has been a generous donator, so thank you very much. I made this video just for you, and when they donated, I asked them what video would they like, and they came up with Yawgmoth Thran Physician, so I thought, let's make an interesting build using this guy. The ability that I'm most interested in with Yawgmoth is the proliferate aspect. So I want to focus actually on planeswalkers more than anything else, although there are actually quite a few creatures in the deck to utilise the pay 1 life, sack a creature ability to put a -1 counter on another creature and draw a card. This guy is actually pretty crazy. He is so powerful. I just cannot believe how powerful a black card can get. But yeah, you've got all the great black planeswalkers like Liliana, Dreadnought General, Professor Onyx. These are going to close out the late game for you by just being a very difficult threat to deal with if they can't remove it. You're just going to accrue so much advantage every time you cast spells. You're going to drain people for 2. Every time your creature dies, you're going to draw a card. And then also, if you can discard a card and then proliferate these guys, they can get to the ultimate status, which means you're basically going to win the game. Another way we can utilise the proliferation ability is by using sagas. So I've got Cruelty of Gix, which removes a card from the opponent's hand, 2/2 for a card, and resurrects a creature as well. Eldest Reborn is fantastic. And then yeah, just the deck is littered with lots of planeswalkers, Sorins and Lilianas. You've got Liliana the Veil, obviously, which is the strongest 3-mana planeswalker in a long time. And yeah, that's why the deck's called Evil Avengers, because you've got all the evil black planeswalkers. Apart from that, it's just mostly a value shell with black. The deck doesn't use Bellis' Citadel, because I just thought, let's have a change. It's just too powerful sometimes. I want to kind of depower and just see what else we can do with those without using those cards. And the other thing I'd say is try and use cards that get stuff by being in the graveyard. So this is quite a cool alchemy card. When it dies or split into 2 from your hand, you conjure a card named Gixian Recycler into your graveyard, which you can then unearth, and then you can sacrifice them over and over again and just keep going on and on. Stuff like Carrier Thrall, when it dies, you get ramp. You know, just lots of stuff that cares about when they die. So thanks once again to Zombie Love Pony for your wonderful donation, and the deck list will be in the description below if you want to fancy copying the deck and giving it a go yourself. And also, don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe, because it really helps the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, it's free, and you really help me by pushing me into the algorithm deeper and deeper till we get more views. And then yeah, apart from that, let's get into the gameplay. Cool. Okay, so facing Jodah the Unifier, this tells me that Yawgmoth is potentially in a higher bracket, which is fine. We're going to have to face some of the stronger decks sometimes. I feel like it's a bit too slow, our hand, despite having a 1-drop. These are all 4-drops, so let's mulligan this. Wow, this is literally night and day. So yeah, we've got Liliana. It's going to be fantastic if we can keep her alive. We should be able to kill some of their early stuff. Explore. Lands will be difficult to interact with. We do know, however, that when they go for the Jodah, we have the removal for it. So we could just straight up go for Sod and Blood here, and I think we'll get rid of the Fatal Push, because I can't see him having too many small creatures, and even the 4-mana side. The Fatal Push won't be able to kill the Jodah, so I think they missed a land drop there, though. So, okay, what should we do here? I think we'll probably go for the Carrier Thrall, because if this dies, it ramps us up. So they're 1 land away from deploying the Jodah. So they'd rather go for the key to the Archive before the Jodah. That's fair enough. I guess they're trying to play the Jodah and then protect him in the same turn. Planeswalkers. Okay, that's interesting. So we could deploy 2 spells. Let's just stay modest here. I want to keep the 2-mana up for the Liliana's Triumph. Now, I could wait to the following turn so we hit a card from the hand as well, though, actually, yeah. Okay, we'll go for the Argos Bloodfast here. This might be a bit greedy. So if we use this when we have the Liliana out, we make them discard a card as well. But they do have the Jingataxius. And Mox Amber will get doubled, but it's a legend, so it's completely pointless, really. They do have one blue open though. Let's see if we can get around us with the Liliana, which is luckily a spell that won't get countered by Jin. I think we got very, very lucky there.
Sacrifices must be made.
And they know it, but you know, they're playing a deck of this power level, Jingataxius with Jodah. There is absolutely no mercy. So here's the Jodah. They've got 3 mana open after this. They've got a handful of cards that we don't know. Let's see if we can... Oh wow, we get rid of 2 cards. I think we're doing really well. Fantastic. Absolutely no mercy facing a Jodah deck. Glad to get rid of them. Opponent goes first with Halana and Elena. Very strong deck. Gives anything haste and counters when this thing's out. We don't have a 3rd mana, so let's mull this. Oh my goodness, look at that curve. 1 to 4, perfect. Kill or ramp, fodder, discard and exile. Okay, so they're gonna have some extra mana here, which is always scary. Even more mana. Okay, we're gonna struggle here. We could exile it with a Baleful Mastery to slow them down a bit. Yeah, I think that is exactly what we're gonna do. Because I really don't want to be facing these guys with haste and counters. And I mean, if we had a board wipe, things would be very different. I would just absorb it and then like Languish or something, but I don't think I put Languish in here. Interesting, they're going for the Hellhound. Does that mean they missed a mana? I don't really want to do this, but yeah, let's just exile the Llanowar Elves here. They could have a hexproof effect. Okay, fine, they don't get to draw a card either. So they have the mana now, so they can just go for the Halana. Oh damn, that seems so annoying, but 2-3. So if we block, no, I don't want to waste it there. So I go for Yawgmoth here. So I could just straight up. Yeah, we'll wait. I want to be a bit more patient. I mean, this does give them the extra mana, but I think they're going to help so much anyway. 4-5. Ancient Evolution. Oh, that's gross. That's gross. Let's see where they put the counters here. We can't actually... Oh, that's a lot. Double attacks, yeah. So we'll block here. And then we will sacrifice it to kill the Llanowar Elves, I think. Oh no, hang on a sec. Yeah, I did that the wrong way. So we want to give that -1. I should have done this before, shouldn't I? Then we sacrifice that, then we can kill the Llanowar Elves with this -1. Ugh, too many decision trees there. Yeah, because Halana basically... Ugh, she shouldn't have existed. Down to 18. Onyx. So that kills the thing with the greatest power. So they'll lose the Paradise Druid. I guess that's okay. It does slow them down a little bit. Oh, such a shame. Okay. So Onyx is probably dying. I feel like I should have killed the elves far sooner. Yeah, that's completely my fault. Shouldn't be in this position at all. This shouldn't have as many counters on it. Damn that elf. Mastery, yeah. So if they don't play a land, this is not that scary, but the issue is that this will still put 1 counter on here, which will be 2 counters on here, with the branching evolution, which means this is going to be a 4-5, which means Onyx is going to die, because I don't really want to lose the Yawgmoth. Although saying that, maybe I should block it, because I can just recast the Yawgmoth, can't I? Just attacking with this. That's interesting. Let's protect the Professor Onyx, because I feel as though she can help us find more answers. Search more witch. Okay, come on. Let's get a spell or something. A kill spell would be good here. Triumph. Okay. That's definitely a spell that does a thing. And we have another way to make a blocker. This is actually not looking too bad. But the Anax does make... it replaces things. Okay, so I want to kill it in their turn. Yeah, because I don't want the creatures that this would have made on death. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's get them in. Let's see what they do with the Triumph then. So now it's a good time because this is their weakest creature, but they chose to put counters on it. They get rid of that.
Let's reduce the battle to shambles.
Okay. So neither of these have trample. Both going in at Onyx. Block here. Still think we block this. I think Professor Onyx is our only way out of this. She can also help us drain them for 2 each time. So we get another blocker. Come on, Onyx. Some kind of board wipe. Well, that's definitely a way to kill things. We've got 6, 7, 8 mana. We've got 4. Go for Davriel. We can make them discard a card.
No one has seen my face. I don't think you'll be needing that.
Boy's not very well. That's why he's crying. Sadly. So we'll deal 2 to them here.
What a whiner.
Are you just going to swing everything in at Lily at the Onyx again? The Druid. Are they going to give that haste or a counter? He gave it the counter. Okay, so we'll exile the Anax, because that is pretty annoying, to be honest. See, I said that protecting Liliana was going to be good. Sorry, Professor Onyx. She doesn't want to be called Liliana. Okay, so they've got no cards in hand, but they're just constantly making... Oh, Ugin. Wow, more blockers. It's quite crazy. So let's try and find something else. Another blocker. 7, 8. Okay. So we can do this and the Simulacrum. Things are actually looking pretty good.
And fear are the seeds
Damn.
of disaster.
I actually can't believe how I'm still alive here. I feel like I should have been dead a long time ago. We can use this to kill something. Kill the Hellhound.
My plans.
And we can still block 2 things unless they get... If they get another thing with haste, that's still fine because we have 3 Planeswalkers. The Druid does tap for 3, but now they have 1 fewer attacker. So... My boy is singing Go Jetters. I don't know if you have that in America, but in England it's a kids' cartoon show. Let's block a 9. As if that's a 9. And now he's back to crying again. Sad times. So let's make another blocker. I do think we've gone at the board sufficiently.
The fabric of the
Let's make them discard a card.
It's
gotta be a land, right? Oh, it's a Quirion Beastcaller. Let's make them sack a creature. It's probably going to be the Druid. It's going to be the 9/9. That's very strange. I don't really understand why they did that. Now we can make them get rid of the Halana. And I don't think there's much else they can do. Yeah. I can't believe we won that. Okay, we go first against Hallowed. Yeah, this actually seems pretty good. We've got the combination of Phyrexian Tower and the Dreadhorde Invasion. Esper Sentinel, that sucks a bit. But we can play a blocker at least. My god, there's a lot of noises in the house right now. What if this worst got the tap on, but it sounds like she's got a bloody hurricane machine. So they get to draw a card, but we do kill the Sentinel, which is good. I do think there's certainly brackets in this game, because we've faced Hallowed a couple times already. What are we going to do? Exile this guy? Skyclave apparition. Interesting. They're going to straight up murder it. Oh, okay. That's a lot of powerful cards. I think we'll kill the Gideon just because there's not really much way we can deal with that. So go for Long Reach of Night first. They can either sack or discard. They've got to do one though. Okay, Broker's Hideout, so they're gonna get rid of the Sure, so they're gonna have to do this again in their turn. Get rid of the graveyard. So the planar cleansing is kind of concerning because it makes me not want to play out more things, but they also have the key to the archive, so that they deploy this, and then they're gonna lose it with the cleansing, unless they discard it to the cleansing, of course. We could just go for the Liliana, but I think before that we'll attack. So we should be okay here because Lily can make more blockers and attackers, and then when they die with the Phyrexian Tower, we get to draw a card.
This looks like a fun new toy.
Key to the archive, so they potentially just setting up the planar cleansing the following turn. Discarding a counter spell, okay. So I have a feeling they're definitely going to try and blow up the field next turn. So if that's the case, maybe we just don't play anything else here, because what would be the point exactly? We will get to draw 3 cards though if they do block the field, so they could go for the Day of Judgment, of course. The Day of Judgment would just give them a huge... Okay, they're just going to go straight for it. But we might as well sack in response, just because we might draw an instant with the Liliana. Okay, no instant there, but maybe we could draw one here.
Disappointing.
I still don't feel that bad. Okay, Ugin's pretty awesome. Celestus. Ugin's going to let us cast our stuff from our hand a lot easier. Celestus into Filigree Familiar. So we've basically just redeployed our whole army without much hindrance, and that's just, you know, how good Liliana is. If someone wipes your field, you get to recoup, which is fantastic. War Leader, so hopefully we can kill that with the Elders Reborn. Well, we've got the Ugin as well, to be honest. Let's start with the key there, just in case they have a way to exile the Ugin. Time Warp, that's pretty brutal. And then we'll make them sack the War Leader. Okay, there was probably merit in saving that for the Hallowed at some point, but I'm not sure that would ever really get to a point where that would even hit on the Hallowed, to be honest. So they also have the Day of Judgment as well, so even if we do have these guys for a moment, okay, so they're not actually going to destroy the field. That's interesting. They'd rather get more blockers out. I think that was a mistake, really. Why wouldn't they want to kill the... Oh, because they have the overwhelming approach. Okay. Let's make another dude. Yeah, that was... I think they definitely should have board wiped there, but oh well. Oof, we go first. I like this hand. Very good. Sisay. Search their deck for any legends. Kill on sight. Absolutely kill on sight commander here. Let's go for Yawgmoth turn 1, which is obviously the most effective turn to use this, but yeah, I really like our hand here. We've got the ramp, we've got the kill spells, and that's exactly what you want when facing a deck like this. Because if you don't stop them, this basically says every turn draw their best card, and that's pretty bad. Let's kill the ramp, as is customary, and swing in. Kicked spells, that's interesting. This is it a kick sub-theme or something? Cold Steel Heart. Okay, let's go for another creature that if it dies some good stuff happens. So they do have a board wipe. We just get 2 mana out of this so we can go for Ugin. So now, unless they kill our creatures, they can't really safely do anything because... Okay, they can safely do that, I suppose. I don't want to give them a card, so let's just wait till our turn. Sweet. Yeah, let's just exile it with a 4 mana spell here. Again, weird card because it's not a legend, so I don't know why you'd weaken the deck by having non-legends. Everything should be a legend at this point. Because if you're using a toolbox, it's like having a... How do I do this analogy? Sisay is like a mechanic that can only search for legendary tools in the box. But if your box doesn't have legendary tools, what's the point, you know? So this does not look good for them at all. Let's go for the Yawgmoth here. Swing in. Carrier Thrall's insane because when it dies it makes another creature that taps for mana and you can sack that as well. So they're just going to trade, sure. So not too bothered about the old Alfheim Druid then. Right, pass turn. If they're happy to just block in that way, I'm not sure what to think. 4, 5, 6, 7. They've got 8 mana. That's a lot of mana. That is a lot. What have you got? I mean, the weird thing about this is we haven't seen a legendary card yet, and Sisay searches for them. Not even the lands. Come on, this is going to be like Galaxy Brain. 9,000 play they're going to do here. The next card is going to explain to us exactly what's going on, and we're going to go, oh, that's what it is. A tutor, that's a tutor for any card. Ah, this was going to be their coup de grace, wasn't it? This was going to be their pièce de résistance. Kogler. Well, I'm sad to say that we're just going to exile that in response. So they get to draw a card, but they also don't kill the Yawgmoth because fighting requires power. Let's just swing in. So we could just go for the Liliana and make us each discard. That seems pretty good right now.
I have the right to choose.
We'll get rid of the tribute to Hirobi.
And yours.
They're at 11. They've got no power to threaten the Liliana here. There's an Ether Hub in hand.
Don't care about
Sure.
your plans.
We actually do have a surprise blocker, in fact. We could sack the Carrier Thrall to kill some, well, give something -1. Then we have ourselves a Scion token, which we could use to block. Stonecore Serpent, protection from multiple. That's an 8/8. That is quite a naughty card. Okay, let's start the sacrifice train then. We're going to have to start somewhere. Make it a bit weaker. I think we should do this again. get rid of the Scion here. We want to make it a manageable level. How many creatures in our yard? We have a total of 1, 2. So we can only... Oh, the trample on that is pretty gross. Okay, let's just make us each discard here. Oh, it's a Paradox Engine deck.
Think too much.
That's very, very original.
I know more than you could learn.
So it's colourless, which is annoying.
Ether itself serves me.
Sure, it's a real shame we can't actually proliferate anything here. We'll see. They have 2 juicy targets. They can not kill 1 because we're going to stop the 2. Now, the way Trample works is if the blocker is removed from combat with any other way, like Yawgmoth, the damage will just go over completely. So we don't want to sacrifice it here
Oh, your
in order to
bravery
keep
is
Liliana
adorable.
alive. But by doing so, we do have a kill spell for the Stonecoil Serpent. Chromatic Orrery, this is pretty gross. Okay, so now we need to kill the Sisay. They don't have a card to discard. I wonder how we can win, if at all. So I think we definitely have to kill the Sisay. That's 100% guaranteed. Because otherwise they're going to get their best legend. We'd have to proliferate 3 times. And it still wouldn't really be that useful because she'd only be at 5 loyalty. We could see a concession here. I mean, they do have the Chromatic Orrery, though. Please don't rope me. Could we just have a regular game where somebody wins and somebody loses without having to rope? You know, that's just the dream, isn't it? Okay, so let's kill the Stonecoil Serpent. That's a nuisance. And we can just play everything out. We don't even have to worry too much. Because we want to uptick Liliana, not waste any value, do we? And we might as well attack, because it'll put them to 6. And they can't attack with this, so... I mean, what would have been better there? We could have just discarded the card to proliferate, but they wouldn't have lost the 3 life, would they? So, now here's the scary thing. They could draw 2 cards with this, but I don't think it's going to matter, to be honest. I think we kind of have this in the bag. Because they now have to block.
Secrets manifest before you.
Let's go for the Bloodfast. Yeah, because if they don't block... Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll give the Sisay minus. Give the Sisay a minus. Yeah, this feels really sad doing this, but sometimes this is the way you gotta do it, guys. So then we can now play the Treasure Keeper, sacrifice that, and then we might even get another creature. So when this dies, we cascade into another spell. Man, this is a crazy card. Arcane Signet, that's cool. Minus, play a thing. If we proliferate, we get... Okay, so we definitely want to play this. Yeah, we can discard the Swamp to proliferate. This is just dirty. And then I think there'll be... So they'll be at 1.
Sorry for your loss.
Okay. That's crazy. Planar Cleansing would certainly hurt. Planar Cleansing would just eradicate us. Let's go for all 3. Why not? Okay, so Ugin can just kill the Sisay.
I can create or destroy.
Let's tick up, get rid of any kill spell they may have. Is this the most sporting person I found today?
Think
Maybe.
too much.
Swinging for 2. That was quite sporting, I have to admit. Appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Okay, we get to go first. Starting hand's not too bad. I will say, if you make this deck, prepare to just face tier 1 all day, and it's pretty miserable. Yeah, it's just one of those decks. You're gonna face tier 1 all day long. And we lose a lot to the known boogeymen, like the Niv Mizzets, so on and so forth. You know, the high tier stuff that you probably rarely see. So next turn, I'm probably going to go for Davriel, make them discard a card. It's a shame they have a blocker. Oh, sorry, an attacker, but
The mask is scary.
good thing with
Perish the
these
thought.
uncommon planeswalkers is, if you've got Yawgmoth out, you can increase their loyalty, because normally they can't increase loyalty, so it's kind of annoying, but there you go. Hallowed. I don't think they're going to attack, are they? That would be a bad move, I think, from them. Wow, they're really going to attack. I think they're going to regret that. Because then we can just go for Lolth here. Yeah, Lolth on turn 4 is pretty good. And now we don't have any opposition that can just swing in. And we're just going to make them discard cards. So, seems like they've got a lot of just planes and ways to get planes. So, they could have, I don't know, board wipe something. But again, they just have a Hallowed left on the field, which doesn't really do too much alone. He's a great support card, but Dawn of Hope, again, a very slow card. Intrepid Adversary, okay. Vampire. So let's draw a card here.
Come, I'll tell you a secret.
So we've got 5 mana. We can't... Well, we could double spot. We can go for Jaren and the Cold Steel Heart. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Just get loads of blockers. And then do we want to just use Davriel? I think... no, actually, no. We don't. Because once we get Yawgmoth out, we can start proliferating our guys. And Angel of Destiny, oh yikes. That's a strong one. And yeah, we'll block. They don't want us to have the Davriel, that's interesting.
Do what I demand.
So, what can we do here? Go for the Yawgmoth, I think. And I don't know what to do next. This fly is going to be irritating, but we do have the reaches here, so I think we're just going to draw a card.
I always
Fatal
reward the Lord.
Push. So the Fatal Push doesn't kill the Angel. Let's just go for the Direfleet Hoarder and see what they do. Okay, we've actually got a really good... We've got a decent defense. We can block the flyer, we can chomp anything else. This is the true power of Yawgmoth. Like, if you're facing a mono deck, I think Yawgmoth does really well. If you're facing a multicolor deck, it struggles a lot. I mean, I think that's just the thing about monocolor decks is you will struggle against 2 or more colors most of the time, just because they've got so many more diverse ways to do things. So yeah, we'll block here, but before damage we can sack it and we can kill the adversary. Sweet.
And I
So we basically get a
choose one.
3 for 1 there, because we also get to draw a card. Wow, we even have the Liliana's Triumph as well. Okay, that's Louis crying, if you didn't know. I've got a little boy, he's almost 2 years old. Cool, and we won that one. Yeah, as I said, against Mono White, we do really well. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.